Hey guys, I'm Chase Brogan. Today in this video, we're going to be diving straight into my brand new custom Retro-Cade two-player arcade cabinet. Now, I'm super excited about this. The cool thing about Retro-Cade is they make amazing products, but they customize it to exactly what the customer's looking for. And for me, huge wrestling fan here, as you can tell by my getup today. If you've seen any of my channels outside of this one right here, you know I work with Marcus Buff Bagwell. I work with some other wrestlers that we haven't actually announced all the details for just yet, but huge background in wrestling. So I wanted a wrestling themed arcade cabinet for my studio here. That's exactly what Retro-Cade put together for me. I'm a huge WCW NWO fan, so they made me this WCW NWO themed arcade cabinet with amazing graphics on the front and sides of the unit here. We're going to dive into all that momentarily, but first off, I want to highlight some of the key features of this cabinet. First and foremost, 32-inch Roku TV as our monitor here. We have an LED backlit marquee up here. None of this is actually plugged in just yet. I want to show you guys everything as it stands before we fire it up, start jumping into games and all that good stuff. We also have an amazing control deck here. Again, this is a two-player setup, so we have an 8-button configuration for player 1 and player 2. We also have a start and coin button up here for player 1 and player 2, followed by 6 buttons across the top here, which is going to be select, exit, search, and pause, in addition to L and R up here. These are going to be used for navigating your settings. These are going to be used for getting in and out of games effectively. And dead center, we have a 3-inch trackball, so we're able to jump into some of our favorite trackball games. For me, Simpsons Bowling, in addition to so many other amazing trackball games. That's going to be a blast to dive into. We also have this amazing custom control deck here with the diamond plating on here, which ties in beautifully with that classic WCW Monday Nitro backdrop. So super excited to dive into this. Let's take a closer look though at all the graphics on all the sides of this cabinet. So first off, we'll take a look at the marquee. Again, LED backlit. We've got WCW, we got NWO here. We've got the little splatter, which just creates this amazing contrast. We also have the diamond plating in here. Now, if we take a look down here at the control deck, down here you can see the labeling for our 8-button configuration for player 1. We have the start button, the coin button. We have all of our settings and navigation buttons up here. Trackball, which glides beautifully, but I'm loving, again, that diamond plating down here, which matches the front panels down here, as well as the marquee above. Now let's drop down here to the front of our arcade cabinet. We've got Bill Goldberg over here. We've got Sting in the top left corner. We've got Ric Flair here. Now I want to highlight this right here. We've got 2 USB ports mounted to the front panel here. So let's say that you're playing some PS3 emulation on this instead of just playing straight up arcade cabinet games, because you can add whatever games you want to this. That's the cool thing about custom arcade cabinets. You can jump in here and play PS3, you can play Xbox 360, original Xbox, GameCube, etc. Some of those games you could program to use the 8-button configuration here in the joysticks. Some games you're just going to want to be able to plug in a controller, and with these 2 USB 3 ports right here, you're able to do exactly that. So I love that. They're easily accessible. But what about light gun games, right? You can take your Retro Fighters Reaper gun, you could take your gun for IR, you could plug those directly into this as well, and it just extends these to the back side here, which we'll dive into momentarily, and you can plug that into your gaming PC and have just basically an extension of this being plugged into your PC on the back side here. So plug in exactly what you want. If you want to plug in a mouse, you want to plug in a keyboard, you can do whatever you want here, but that is easy access to 2 USB 3 ports right there. We've got the giant right here. We've got WCW Monday Nitro logo right there with the fires coming out from behind here. All of this custom created by Retro-Cade. We got Rey Mysterio Jr. up there, which I didn't even notice till just now. We've got Eric Bischoff over here. We've got DDP, Marcus, Buff, Bagwell right there. And then classic NWO, you got Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So love that, but we got to take it to the left and to the right now of this cabinet for more graphics. So now, because this is WCW NWO themed, the left side is strictly WCW. We got the gold WCW logo across the top here. We still got the nice splatters in the background there. We've got a little bit of contrast with the black as well. But we've got Bill Goldberg here with the heavyweight title. That's who I think of in the late 90s as WCW's poster boy, Bill Goldberg here. Down here we have, going across the entire side here, the actual heavyweight championship. And then down here at the bottom, we've got Bret the Hitman Hart. We've got Sting, and we've got Diamond Dallas Page. completing the WCW side. Now let's take a look at the NWO side. All right, guys, my favorite side here, I think most of our favorite sides, right? We've got the NWO logo up here on the top. We've got Hollywood Hulk Hogan, my favorite picture of him. We've got For Life going across the middle there. And then, of course, we got, again, the heavyweight WCW title here, but we've got it spray painted with the NWO across there. And then down here at the bottom, we've got Kevin Nash, we've got Scott Hall, and we've got my all-time favorite, the Macho Man Randy Savage. In my opinion, the best outfit he had in the 90s, the Madness getup here. Love it. This is incredible. The graphics on here are insane. Nothing's peeling off. Nothing's bubbled up. This is just mint condition. Perfect. I'm loving the spray paint splatters here in the background. I mean, this is just the coolest arcade cabinet design I have ever seen in my life. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now, let's take a look at the backside here. So for the backside, we've got two panels back here with a locking mechanism located in the middle there so you can keep everything locked in place. But if you want to pop this off, all you do is you turn that latch and you can pop the entire panel off just like that and have easy access to everything within. So we've got speaker right here. We've got the backside of our monitor right here. We have access to install subwoofers, all that good stuff. If we need to access the backside of the marquee, we can do that as well. There's screws in here on both sides that are locking everything in place. So if you want to jump in here and make customizations or make adjustments, you have easy access to do that. Same thing down here. We have the locking mechanism. All we have to do is this one actually goes in and it lifts up. So you push it in, you'll lift it up, and then you are able to remove it like that. So all of our connections are down here. Now, I didn't get this with a PC in here installed because the reason for that is I have so many PCs that I review here on the channel that I'm going to go ahead and drop in my own PC. So in here, you find all the necessary cables to light everything up, to get your audio going, to get your power going to your PC. Connections for all the controls found in here via USB-A connection. So you can do all that yourself like I'm going to do, or you can have Retro-Cade do it for you. Again, Retro-Cade specializes in customizations, so no matter what you want, they're going to be able to help you with that. So I'm going to go ahead and install a PC in here. We're going to dive into a bunch of games and really test the Retro-Cade 2-player custom arcade cabinet out.
Find the exit. Destroy generators to stop enemies. Extra speed. Join in anytime. Avoid dangerous objects.
Time is running out.
First down.
30 bucks.
All right, guys, I could not be a bigger fan of what Retro-Cade put together for me here. This is the custom 2-player arcade cabinet. I had this idea in mind of having, a full-scale arcade cabinet, but more compact. I didn't want to have 4 players. I didn't have a huge amount of space to actually bring a unit into my studio. I have a lot of room in here, but getting it up here is a challenge. So I wanted something a little bit more compact, and that's exactly what I got here. I had this idea in mind for this WCW NWO collaboration, if you will, and they brought it to life. This was my concept, but they came up with every bit of the graphics here. I didn't give them any of these. I didn't pull images or anything. They came up with the whole design for me. I love the front panel at the bottom where you have the WCW Monday Nitro logo, but you have WCW guys and NWO guys just kind of coming in a chaotic way. I love that. But then we have the WCW side where it's just strictly WCW roster, and we have the NWO side where it's strictly NWO members. So they've just knocked it out of the park with the design. The backlighting makes it come to life here. The 8-button configuration for player 1 and player 2 is incredible, plus the start and coin buttons, so 10 buttons in total. We have 6 buttons here for navigating our way through everything, and then the trackball right there in the center. One other amazing feature is you can use the trackball as your mouse, and you have a left click and right click button there. So you don't have to bring in a mouse into the mix here. If you're just kind of cruising through Windows, maybe you're making some adjustments to settings, stuff like that, bringing in new ROM files, you can do all of that right from the actual control deck without bringing in any external connections. If you want to bring in external connections, we have the 2 USB-A ports right here in the front. They're USB 3s. You can plug in light guns that way, external controllers like you saw me bring in my Xbox controller for the demo portion of this video today. I was able to do that for the GameCube games I jumped into. I can jump into PS2 on here, Switch on here if I wanted to. There's tons of options. Now, I decided to go with this theme here, but they designed everything as I said. But the cool thing about Retro-Cade is they design everything in-house. They don't farm it out. They don't outsource it. Everything is done under the same roof. So you're only dealing with one company. You're not having to talk to a company that then has to turn around and relay everything back to another. Everything is done in-house, and I love that. It just makes for a much simpler process here. Another really cool thing about this cabinet is the amazing picture quality on here. You can get whatever you're looking for from Retro-Cade though. I wanted the compact version where I can access everything underneath here. If I wanted to swap out buttons, I could do that. If I wanted to make adjustments, I can do all of that. I have easy access to everything here. Underneath the actual control deck, same thing with the back panels on the back side, as you guys saw. I can open everything up, access everything that I need to, but they have different designs. So if you're looking for something bigger, they have 4-player options. They have options with light guns, where you can actually store the light guns in drawers. Same thing with gamepad controllers. They have custom layouts where you can put your controllers inside of here, so you're not storing things externally. Everything goes within the actual cabinet. So they've really thought of everything imaginable here. Huge fan of what they've put together. They're easy to deal with, and as you can see, everything is super high quality. So huge fan of Retro-Cade. Definitely check them out. At the top of your screen, you'll find a link, but you'll also find a link in the description of this video as well. If you're looking for anything arcade cabinet related, definitely check them out. Now, I decided to go with just the cabinet here. I didn't include a gaming PC or games because if you've ever watched my channel, I review that stuff constantly. So I have access to, again, PCs as well as game drives, and I wanted to kind of bring in different things and see what I liked most. You don't have to do that though. You can get just a cabinet like I did, or you can bundle it together with the gaming PC and games ready to go for a more turnkey experience where you don't have to do any of the legwork yourself. There's something for everybody with Retro-Cade. Definitely check them out. Again, link in the description of this video, and check them out on YouTube as well because they have an amazing channel with lots of footage of what they're creating. You can see all the different graphic and designs that they've put out and continue to put out on a regular basis. That's going to do it for today, guys. Let me know in the comments, though, what you thought of my custom WCW NWO two-player arcade cabinet from Retro-Cade. On your way out, please give me a thumbs up on the video, and of course, hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos right here on the Chase Brogan YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.